morning and welcome to Wholesome Roots. I'm taking a different route to the barn today, going around the other side of the house so that I can come over here and check on our ducks. Hi ducks, how are you? You all doing well? Huh? Where are the Margos? There's a duck over there. Okay, she's right there. She should be going. She's the broody one. So that buff tan duck, she is sitting on a nest. And the nest is hiding over here somewhere. You can't really see it. But it's down inside that bush. Unless something took her nest. That may be what happened. Let me jump the fence here and find out. Let's investigate closer here. Through the brush. It is gone. Aw, that stinks. That must mean a predator got her eggs. Or she moved it. I don't know. She saw us discover it yesterday, so maybe that upset her. I can't see anything. I don't see any broken eggs. Let me turn this off and see if I can find out what happened. Well, darn. It looks like something chewed right through the fence and took all of the eggs. I was really excited about having some little baby Muscovy ducklings. Oh, I'm gonna have to have Ryan turn that fence back on, obviously. It wasn't very charged, but it had a little bit of a charge, but they, the kudzu grew up into it, and so it was grounding it out anyway, so it wasn't giving any charge. So I just turned it off instead of having it drain the battery. Because I didn't think we had any issues. So we might not have predator issues for the ducks, but we do for the duck eggs apparently. We're lucky we didn't lose her. I'm glad she's okay. She's very flustered though. She is not acting very happy right now. Poor thing, she wanted those eggs. We're gonna have to figure out something to make sure that it doesn't happen again. What is it, Big Mouth? What is it, Big Mouth? Shady Girl is my Big Mouth. But I wanted to show you how cute this is. Look at that. Sister and brother. That fat, fancy two. Her big pregnant belly. She says, I'm tired. I lay on you, brother. She's just a snuggling him. Are you snuggling your brother? Girl, you look big and fat. And Chaos says, why am I separated from my baby? I don't want to be separated from my baby. Well, honey, we had to put you in separation from your baby because you might be sick. So we were checking you for your diarrhea, which seems like it's not bad because she's not filthy like Fancy was. And Fancy is looking for attention and eating her hay. So that's a good sign. We are happy to see that. So while there's no huge improvements to report, we can say that the two girls in the sick ward are stable. They don't seem to be any worse. That's always a good thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep going with the ginger garlic paste, making sure that they have electrolytes and probiotics and all of the good stuff that helps boost their immune system and make sure that they're hydrated. That's the most important part. And I did begin treating with Pepto-Bismol last night. I did some research with the help of a friend of mine. My friend Trisha has been helping me with some Reiki questions with the goats, and it's kind of led me in a direction that I had thought about like a month ago when Bo was sick the first time. Remember when I went to Florida I didn't video much about Bo being sick then because I was in Florida, but I did mention it in the vlog when I came back. But I noticed something with the grass in his paddock, and it is a fungus growing on the grass. It's not on all the grass, but there's some whitish gray. I don't know if it's powdery mildew or a slime mold, but there was a fungus growing on some of the grass. Now, I don't see it now, and I know I've seen it before out in the pasture. So I am thinking that that is actually what is causing them to be sick. Not just the fact that they're eating too much grass, but they're eating some grass that has a fungus on it. So I need to, that's why it's not hitting all of them. That's why they're not all getting sick, because not all of the grass has that fungus. So if I see it again, I need to make sure that we exclude that from our pasture area that we're putting them in. But, so I say that's good news because it's information that we didn't have before, so I'm glad that I was able to figure that out, and thankful for Trisha's help. And now we are just gonna move forward with treating the symptom of diarrhea and trying to get them better, because they need to just let it all out, but they also need to not become dehydrated. So we're allowing some diarrhea to happen naturally, and then treating with some Pepto-Bismol to help slow it down a little bit, just so we don't get dehydrated. So that's the direction we're taking at this point in time, and just boosting everybody's immune system. That's all we can do. All right, y'all, I had the greatest idea. Fancy is wanting to eat now, but she is not allowed to eat until I see pellets in her poop in the form of pellets. And I haven't seen any pellet droppings yet. I haven't seen any diarrhea droppings either, so I am not dosing the Pepto-Bismol this morning because I did it last night and I don't see any poop, so I don't want them to get stopped up. That would be worse than anything. So I'm not gonna dose them again. And I was just thinking, I've been giving her blackberry leaves. One of the viewers suggested that as a good cure for diarrhea. So I've been giving her handfuls of blackberry leaves every day, several times a day. And pine needles, because pine needles are extremely high in vitamin C, and somebody had mentioned that, and I was like, oh yes, obviously she needs a good dose of vitamin C, and pine needles are a good solid food for her to eat to ease herself back into eating again. Well, I was just thinking about doing a little update on my horrible gardening skills this year, and I thought, well, you know what is doing good? My ginger. And I've been giving her garlic ginger paste all the time to help boost her immune system. Why don't I give her an entire ginger plant? So I'm out here now, and you see the ginger is full of weeds because with everything going on with the goats, I haven't had time to do anything, but it's growing great. So I haven't touched the garden in forever, but I'm gonna reach down in here and I'm gonna find a nice piece of ginger, and I'm gonna just yank it right out of the ground. And this will be kind of fun because we'll see what has been growing. And look at that. New ginger root has formed. Isn't that lovely? So she can eat the greens and the ginger. Isn't that great? I don't know if I was holding the camera on all that or not, so I'll hold it up again. All right, you see that? I'm excited about feeding her this. Let's see what she thinks of it. Hey, Fancy, look what I got. Oh, yeah. Yum. That's gonna be good for you. Oh, why didn't I think of this sooner? Man. I might harvest all of my ginger just to feed my sick goats. Who cares about us needing ginger through the winter? We'll make sure these goats are well taken care of. They are so spoiled. I'm gonna go get another one for Chaos too. Glad I thought of that. Have I mentioned I don't think Chaos is really sick? I think she had a little bit of diarrhea and I jumped to stall her. Put her in a stall is what I mean, but come on. You want that? Yeah, when I took her temperature, I didn't see a whole lot of evidence of diarrhea. I know that she did have diarrhea yesterday when I was out there checking on the goats in the paddock, so that's why she is in sick ward. But I let her have her baby this morning so that the baby could nurse. I figured whatever she has, the baby's already been exposed to it too, I'm sure. Kind of like with mamas that nurse. Sometimes it's good because maybe she has antibodies that she could share with the baby. Do you want the root instead, maybe? Alright, I'm just gonna put it over there. You can have it if you want it, sweet chaos. Okay, so now for that quick report on the garden. So, asparagus is jamming, as my friend Justin Rhodes likes to say. It is doing incredible. I think we're gonna have an amazing spring with asparagus. The celery under it is doing fine. I think the celery being planted in between the asparagus was a great plan for the celery because it's being shaded out a little bit so it's not as deep green. The deep green is good for nutrition, but the flavor is a little more bitter. So, and we have some weeding to do. I know. I just haven't been in the garden at all. Like, I didn't even pick tomatoes, so I had the kids do that. But you see this okra is growing. There's one row. I never did seed over again on the row that didn't take. And you see the sweet potatoes are growing. They survived my neglect. We have some tomatoes down there. These Indigo Tomatoes, if any of you have grown them before, they seem to be the ones that have produced the most fruit and survived the longest through the blight issues that we had. And these are the Indigos. They're really black on top and then red underneath. Nice, beautiful presentation tomato. If you are doing a beautiful salad, it's great. Tomatoes are dead and dying. I'm not bothering doing anything with them anymore. It's just a disgrace for the tomato lady to have this kind of a tomato garden. It's horrible. Not to mention all my weeds. The kale went to the caterpillars. I wasn't too worried about saving it. The corn is jamming. Look at this. This is so cool because it's a variety that has different color kernels, and you can tell by the different color stalks that we're definitely going to get some different color kernels. And we've got a few ears on each stalk, and we've got some ears that are looking bigger right here. I'm thinking this might have been a different variety. Oh, maybe not. It looks like something trampled. I bet a deer was in here. So the ginger looks great. This was the most recently weeded section, you can tell, before everything started happening with the goats. That was the last section I did, I think. So this corn, I think, is the class gem, I'm pretty sure. And it's looking fantastic. I will definitely grow this one again. We've got cucumbers growing. You can see one down in there. But these are all cucumbers full of weeds. I've been checking on them a little bit here and there, but they're not producing as much as I normally get, but a few here and there. And this is one pepper plant. Look how huge it is. This is a lemon pepper. My friend Debbie gave me this, and I am loving it. And I've been picking some of the red ones of this other pepper plant. But this lemon pepper I've grown before, and they are so delicious. They actually have a citrusy flavor. And then the beans that we recently seeded are growing large. No beans yet, no flowers yet, but they will be soon, hopefully, if the heat doesn't hurt everything. And this corn here on this end is a type of sweet corn that we can eat as corn on the cob. So that I'm looking forward to that. All the squash are dead that we had planted, and I never got that row planted before the weeds came back. It's a shame. I had all those weeds gone. This is that spent Brewers grain that a friend dropped off, and it's created quite a interesting ecosystem. Have y'all ever heard of soldier fly larvae? They're in here. You see it moving and wriggling.
There's soldier fly larvae all in here. Great food for the chickens. So I've been telling Ryan, grab a scoop of this to give to the chickens, and they've been loving that. So he's giving them some of that, and the chickens are slowly but surely being moved up to the pasture area. He's got one up there and he's got one on the way. I'm not sure what we're gonna do about the whole duck situation now that I've got predator issue, because I was just about to get the other pen like that and put the big baby ducks in with the other big ducks that are on the other side of the house, and use that pen to divide these up into chicks and roosters. I mean hens and roosters, because we're starting to tell for sure now. I wanted to separate so that when they start laying eggs will be easy to collect, but that's because Ryan hasn't had time to do a chicken tractor. That's the reason why I wanted to separate them into 2 pens until he has a chance to build one. It's hard fitting everything into our days. So you can see these goats are grazing on forage. They're eating the taller stuff. If you notice, they usually go after stuff that's above their knees. As a general rule, that is what goats are supposed to eat. And they haven't even touched their hay since they moved to this spot, so clearly they're enjoying themselves. And boy, am I watching those tails for any sign of runny poop. So things are getting back to normal. We still have a couple of sick goats, but they're not too sick, and they're getting better. And we're getting better. I had a very difficult time this month, but my daughter came home today, even if it was for an hour. I got to spend an hour with her. Yes, you heard me right. She's been gone for a month, and I got 1 hour when she came back, because now she's off to Denmark to see her boyfriend. And when she comes back, she will have 1 day here before she goes to college. So that's been an emotional roller coaster too. And I think that's what set me off at the beginning of the month into a kind of a downward spiral emotionally. So for those of you that have started watching recently and seen this saga or unfold of goats being sick and my emotional reaction to it, I just want you to know that I've had a lot going on in my life. It's not just the goats. And I don't share everything with you guys, but I've had some hard times that I just try to overcome. And I feel like tomorrow is the first day of August, and it's the start of a new month, and we're gonna just rabbit all the way through. It's gonna be perfect. It's just gonna be a wonderful month. I know it. I know it. I mean, this always happens to us. We go through like a really hard time, and then all of a sudden it gets like amazing blessings. And I've had some amazing blessings. I had a friend bring me cinnamon rolls and organic garlic from her garden yesterday. Another friend brought us pizza for dinner. I mean, just the outpouring of love from my support system in my community, especially you guys, like my YouTube support group. I'm gonna call you guys my support group. You guys are like my counselor. Thank you, thank you. And don't hesitate to ask questions and make suggestions about what might be wrong with the goats. I'm sorry if I offended anybody by the video that I, was kind of laughing about the stuff that some people said, and that was mean of me. I shouldn't have said that. I should have just kept that to myself or deleted it. So you guys are awesome, you're amazing, and you guys have actually helped me. A lot of you have actually made suggestions that actually have helped. The whole blackberry thing, that wasn't from me, that wasn't something I read, it was something one of you guys said. And now somebody else told me about pumpkin puree. I'm gonna try that. If I see any more diarrhea out of these two, I will be giving them pumpkin puree and to see if that helps. And I mean, just so much information to share with each other. We have a lot to share with you, but you guys have a lot to share with us, and I appreciate that. So hopefully the drama is over and I won't be a drama queen anymore. So please keep watching and please like, share, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.